Hello and welcome to NFS installation. For this capturing, I have two NFS. I have two Linux server, and the first one NFS server here, NF NFS one. I call that the server, and I have an IP address for that already. And our configuration in this one is virtual environment. So this one connected to the switch here, V switch, and NFS number 2 here. And NFS number 2, I call it as the client. And I have another Windows computer here somewhere acting as the client access to the server. So this one connected here, and I have the Windows 7 here, Win 7 example, connects over here as using SSH. So at the end of the day, that whatever I'm saving to from here, I'm saving to here, and actual data will be saved all the way over here. Okay, so that's the server, the client. So that's how the whole picture we got to implement. Okay, so the first one, I'm going to work on the server, but for more information, on how to do NFS, at the moment we use version 5. If you're interested, you could go in here into deployment guide. That's what I'm using Red Hat, and going down to have a look into a network service in NFS somewhere here. NFS. There we go. You click on here and then you understand more about NFS and how NFS works in on the file there. What version are you doing? At the moment, I'm going to use a version number 4, okay? Because version number 4, there is a high level of security. So if you're going to do level 3, version number 2, number 3, there is a UDP is required, but it's less security than version number 4. But I do number 4 here. You don't need to use UDP at all. No UDP will be involved in this capturing. So only version 4, okay? Version 4 only on TCP, and that's the port we're going to use. Alright, so more information about NFS, you should go through in here, have a look what it is, what service are required for advanced installation and advanced design. Alright, so that's the document there if you want to look at. Okay, so first one, I'm going to go into the server at this point. I'm going to server end right at this point, yeah. So I'm working on the server end now. So now first I got to check whether my NFS service is installed. So I remote access to my client here already. That's my server here. I remote access, so you may figure them out. So that's my IP address, NFS server, right? So to check, to find out whether NFS is installed and running, so you can just do a simple one, methods number 1, NFS. Then you type that command, yes it is install. But if you type there, enter, there's nothing, there's not going to install. Or you can do a list NFS and then go. See how they go. So they are, at the moment they have installed already NFS, alright? Or you can do NFS server if you wish to. Okay, now how to make it run. Okay, find out whether NFS run or not run, do status on that, so you can feed them out. At the moment, NFS server is not running, so make them run, okay? Start. I need to start another server as well. I need to start the port map first, so they don't have the message. So I got the minimum and stop that first, yeah? I need to do port map. This is on the server, right? Server, start, and then start NFS again. It's done. Okay? So the first command you had to run to enable NFS there, and second command NFS. So if next time you will reboot your Linux, you need to make them run by default. So go to setup, system service, enter, and go for look for letter N, and using the spacebar, tick them, and one more service, turn it on, and next one will be port map. Okay, that 3 service you need to turn on the server. Okay, that will run by default. So one more service, I think here I need to make it run. Log. Okay, so that 3 service. Service number 1, service number 2, and service number 3 you need to run. Okay, so that's on the server end to make them install, to check whether it's already installed and turned on. So I turn it on already now, as well as next time you reboot this Linux server. Okay, next bit that I create the SharePoint, so where the data are going to save in. So I'm going to make a SharePoint in my home folder, and then in this scenario I make an NFS1. Okay, example. So that is my folder I'm going to share for my client to access. Okay, so how do I go to make a SharePoint? So I'm going to add my files in here. So I have here the example. The client NFS, that's the IP of the client NFS. And then the SharePoint in my scenario at the moment is NFS1. NFS1, so that's the server. So how this is statement going to run? I add this statement, I add that statement here all the way there to the server. Okay, where the server's configuration file, that's the one. Okay, so I change that, NFS1. And where is this IP address? This IP address is on my client end. That's my NFS client. So basically you need 2 NFS, 2 Linux server to run that. That's my client IP address. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to copy this statement. I have handy here already, so I just simply copy them, right? So go back to the server. So all I'm going to do is nano, export, export. And then paste them in. So that's one line. So that you can go into the document that I'm showing you before. You can see what it is in detail. So you need to make that one line. Okay, there is a space here, and there is a space there. So again, this is server end, the client IP, and the option. Sorry, there's no space here. Okay, and that option, and that one will be wrong, comma there, comma, comma, comma. So that's all right. So now I put it back one line again. Backspace, go one line. So that's pretty much done for me for the sharing that folder and 2 second IP address. But if you have another database, for example, the same folder on the server side, and you say for a couple other IP address, you can put in here another IP address, whatever that you want to share. Okay, that's a second IP address. But we have one client at this particular capturing. Okay, I'm done there. Save, save here, Control O, and get out there. After I'm safe, I'm going to reboot them, right? Reset the NFS. Restart the NFS server. So now, next steps that I'm going to do is enable the firewall on that port for the client accessing. So I have the statement here already handy. The statement there already handy, so I put it on, right? So basically the inputs, the source where the packet arriving from, the protocol is TCP IP, marks is stay, and the level of TCP IP handshake is new, not the reduce the attacking method. And M again the marks and multi-port and destination port, the 2 port jump for accept. That's my that is the TCP IP table. The more IP table, I hope you can see another session on this. Somehow they're not restart, they're not shut down, so I kill them later, right? Let me finish this bit first. One go.